Chapter 8. Nancy Takes Oliver. Oliver Twist marched on as quickly as he could, with the books under his arm. He was walking along thinking how happy he was, when he was startled by a young woman screaming out very loud, "Oh, my dear brother!" and she threw her arms tight round his neck. "Let me go!" cried Oliver, struggling. "Who are you?" "Oh, my dear little brother," said the young woman. "I have found him. Oh, Oliver, Oliver, oh, my naughty boy. Come home, dear, come. Oh, I found him." With these exclamations, the young woman burst into another fit of crying and got so dreadfully hysterical that a couple of women who came up at the moment and asked a butcher's boy ran for the doctor. "Oh, no, never mind," said the young woman, grasping Oliver's hand. "I'm better now. He ran away near a month ago from his parents, who are hard-working and respectable people. He broke his mother's heart." "Young wretch," said one woman. "I am not," replied Oliver, greatly alarmed. "I don't know her. I haven't any sister or father, and mother either. I'm an orphan. I live at Pentonville." "Go home, you little brute," said the other. "What? It's Nancy!" exclaimed Oliver, who now saw her face for the first time. "You see, he knows me," cried Nancy, appealing to the bystanders. "Make him come home, or he'll kill his dear mother and father and break my heart." "What's going on?" said a man bursting out of a beer shop with a white dog. "Young Oliver, come home to your poor mother, you young dog. Come home directly." "I don't know them. Help, help!" cried Oliver, struggling in the man's powerful hands. "Help!" repeated the man. "Yes, I'll help you. What books are these? You have stolen them. Give them here." With these words, the man tore the volumes from Oliver's hands and struck him on the head. "That's right," cried one of the women. "That's the only way of bringing him to his senses." "It'll do him good," said the other. "Oh, yes, it'll do him good," said the man, giving another blow and seizing Oliver by the collar. "Come on, you young villain." Weak with recent illness, stupefied by the blows and the suddenness of the attack, terrified by the fierce growling of the dog and the brutality of the man, overpowered by the conviction of the bystanders, what could one poor child do? Darkness had set in. No help was near. Oliver saw that resistance would be of no use. The gas lamps were lighted. Mrs. Bedwin was waiting anxiously at the open door. The servant ran up the street 20 times to see if there were any traces of Oliver, and still the two old gentlemen sat in the dark parlor with the watch between them. Turning to Oliver, Sikes roughly commanded him to take hold of Nancy's hand. "Do you hear?" growled Sikes, as Oliver hesitated and looked round. They were in a dark corner, quite out of the track of passengers. The boy held out his hand, which Nancy clasped tight in hers. "Give me the other," said Sikes, seizing Oliver's unoccupied hand. "Come here," he called the dog. The dog looked up and growled. "See here," said Sikes, putting his other hand to Oliver's throat. "If he utters a word, hold him." The dog growled again, and licking his lips, eyed Oliver attentively. The night was dark and foggy. The heavy mist thickened every moment. They walked on. At length they turned into a very filthy narrow street full of old clothes shops. The dog stopped before the door of a shop that was closed. "All right," cried Sikes, glancing cautiously about. Oliver heard the sound of a bell. They crossed to the opposite side of the street and stood for a few moments under a lamp. A noise was heard, and soon afterwards the door softly opened. Bill Sikes seized the terrified boy by the collar, and all three were quickly inside the house. "Anybody here?" inquired Sikes. "No," replied a voice, which seemed familiar to Oliver. The footsteps of the speaker were heard, and in another minute the form of Mr. Jack Dawkins, otherwise the Artful Dodger, appeared. He had a candle in his right hand. They crossed an empty kitchen, and opening the door of a low, earthy-smelling room, were received with a shout of laughter. "Oh, here he is!" cried Master Charles Bates. "Oh, here he is! Oh, Fagin, look at him! Fagin, do look at him! I can't bear it! I can't bear it! Hold me, somebody, while I laugh it out!" With these words, Charlie Bates laid himself flat on the floor and kicked convulsively for 5 minutes. Then he jumped to his feet and viewed Oliver round and round. "Delighted to see you looking so well, my dear," said Fagin, taking off his nightcap, and made a great number of bows to the bewildered boy. "The Artful Dodger will give you another suit, my dear. Why didn't you write, my dear, and say you were coming?" At this, Charlie Bates roared again so loud that even Dodger smiled. At that instant, the Artful drew out the £5 note from Oliver's pocket. "Hello, what's that?" inquired Sikes, stepping forward as the old man seized the note. "That's mine, Fagin." "No, no, my dear, this is not fair, Bill," said the old man. "Mine, Bill, mine. You have the books." "Fair or not fair," retorted Sikes, "hand over, I tell you. Do you think Nancy and me have got nothing else to do with our precious time but to spend it in scouting and kidnapping? Give it here, you old skeleton, give it here." With this, Sikes plucked the note from between the old man's fingers, and looking the old man coolly in the face, folded it up small and tied it in his neckerchief. "That's for our share of the trouble," said Sikes. "You may keep the books if you are fond of reading. If you are not, sell them." "They belong to the old gentleman," said Oliver, "to the good, kind old gentleman who took me into his house and nursed when I was dying of the fever. Or send them back. Send him back the books and money. Keep me here all my life long, but please, please send them back. He'll think I stole them. The old lady, all of them who were so kind to me, they all will think I stole them. Oh, do have mercy upon me and send them back." With these words, Oliver fell upon his knees at Fagin's feet. "The boy's right," remarked Fagin. "You're right, Oliver, you're right. They will think you have stolen them. Ha ha!" chuckled the old man, rubbing his hands. Oliver jumped suddenly to his feet and rushed wildly out of the room, uttering shrieks for help which made the bare old house echo. "Keep back the dog, Bill," cried Nancy, springing before the door and closing it. "Keep back the dog. He'll tear the boy to pieces." "It'll serve him right," cried Sikes. "Stand off from me, or I'll split your head against the wall." "I don't care for that, Bill, I don't care for that," screamed the girl, struggling violently with the man. "The child won't be torn to pieces by the dog unless you kill me first." "He won't. I'll soon do that, if you don't keep off." Sikes pushed the girl from him, just as Fagin and the two boys returned. "What's the matter here?" said Fagin, looking around. "The girl's gone mad, I think," replied Sikes savagely. "No, she hasn't," said Nancy, pale and breathless. "No, she hasn't, Fagin." "Then keep quiet, will you?" said the old man with a threatening look. "So you wanted to get away, my dear, did you?" said Fagin quickly. "Wanted to get assistance? Called for the police, did you?" sneered the old man, catching the boy by the arm. "We'll cure you of that, my dear," said Fagin, and gave a smart blow on Oliver's shoulders with his club. He was raising it for a second when the girl, rushing forward, wrested it from his hand. She flung it into the fire that brought some of the glowing coals whirling out into the room. "I won't stand by it and see it, Fagin," cried the girl. "You've got the boy, haven't you?" "Why, Nancy?" said Fagin in a soothing tone. "Ha ha, my dear, you are acting beautifully." "Am I?" said the girl. "Take care I don't overdo it." "What do you mean by this?" said Sikes. "What do you mean by it? Do you know who you are and what you are?" "Oh, yes, I know all about it," replied the girl, laughing hysterically and shaking her head from side to side. "Well then, keep quiet," uttered Sikes, with a growl like that he was accustomed to use when addressing his dog, "or I'll quiet you for a long time." "Come, Sikes," said the old man, "we must have civil words, Bill." "Civil words!" cried the girl. Her passion was frightful to see. "Civil words, you villain! I stole for you when I was a child, not half as old as this," said Nancy, pointing at Oliver. "Well, well," replied Fagin, "and if you have, it's your living." "It is," returned the girl, pouring out the words in one scream. "'Tis my living, and the cold, wet, dirty streets are my home, and you're the wretch that drove me to them long ago, and that'll keep me there day and night till I die." The girl said nothing more. Charlie led Oliver into the kitchen, where there were 2 or 3 of the beds. and there, with many bursts of laughter, he gave Oliver his old clothes. It turned out that the man who bought them accidentally showed them to Fagin, and that was the clue to Oliver's whereabouts. Oliver willingly put on his clothes, and Charlie Bates, rolling up the new clothes under his arm, went out of the room, leaving Oliver in the dark and locking the door behind him. Poor Oliver was sick and weary, and he soon fell asleep.